gonna play and we was gonna discuss is Poochie's Point. So I think what I'm gonna do is just get into the Poochie's Point, because actually the Poochie's Point is reflective of what was going on behind the scene about love and relationships and
life and lies
and
trust.
living and trust issues and who you want, who don't want you, and why you leave me, baby, and you the only one for me, and how am I supposed to go on without you, and what do I do, and who do I do, and why am I doing it? I'm telling you, Denise didn't start it. Denise is just the Poochie's Point,
right?
But it kicks in
to everything
everything. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some music.
Let's do that.
We're gonna play this Williams Bells, "Trying to Love Too," because it's relative. It's all relative to what we're gonna talk about.
That's real talk.
So if my famous, fabulous Fit will take me to William Bell, "Trying to Love Too."
The one and only Fit.
Yeah, the one. Hey, can't be but one.
It's
the one
only
that checked
one.
me last week. And listen, as a matter of fact, she had to come in and check us this week, because we back here, lollygagging. But we weren't lollygagging. We were gagging and talking and having it, getting it in, because we was having. And she had to come in and say, "Hold on,
let me check this. This is
not
work.
the meet and greet. This is the What's on My Mind show." So if she would just take us to "Trying to Love Too" by William and Bell, we'll come back to the What's on My Mind show.
That sounds good.
Like Fit told us to.
That's real.
Hit it, Fit.
Boom.
I'm here to tell you, she say, this is not the meet and greet.
And we was meeting and greeting. There was a lot of good stuff that came out.
It's amazing how people have feelings, and you can look at somebody and see you in them.
Exactly.
And I looked at, she called her New Macy, or
her situation.
Mimi. Baby girl, what did you tell me her name was? Mishala.
I'm gonna call her Mimi.
Her Mimi. Well, Mimi's gonna work for me. Mimi was saying how she was feeling in terms of something that was going on. I'm not gonna put a bit.
No, we're not gonna do that. We don't do that.
I looked at her
and saw you
and saw me, and I don't know if she could see me because I'm a little more mature.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Like a fine wine.
Oh. Cheese. It just
now,
melts
come on.
with age.
Right, come on now.
Yeah.
You'll be there one day, darling. You know what I'm saying?
The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
Hey, now.
My prayer for you is that you don't have to struggle and suffer like I did to get here, because the monkey ain't no joke. Are we ready to go back to this? See, if you're looking at me live, you seeing this. But if you listen on the radio, you missing this. So, if Fit ready to take me back to. Yeah. All right.
We back. 2, 1.
Now, that "Trying to Love Too," let me tell you what Denise said. She wrote in and she said, "Miss Michelle, I have been seeing 2 men for over 2 years. One is great for me financially, and I love him. The other entertains the wild side of me, and I love him. Lately, they both have been talking about marriage. What do I do? I love them both." First, let me say this. From the selfish side of it, chick, please. I don't have one. I'm in love with one that I can't get him to love me like I want him to love me. And you gonna call me or write me or text me or email me about loving 2?
And she had 2 of them.
She got 2. That's unfair on so many levels.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Let me just tell you this. This is how I feel about that situation. Been there, done that. What I realize is that you can't love both. It's no such thing as I love 2 people. You got to have it's hot and cold. It's good and bad. It's always the opposite to whatever. Loving 2 is not possible. You can't love God and love the devil. You have to choose. And in her situation, I think it's sad that she's leading them on like that, because that's not being true to them, and you're going to reap what you sow.
She's not being true to her either.
And not true to her. And as a lady, I'm not saying that, because men, we've done it all over the ages.
But they call that being players.
And they call that being players. But I don't think any pimp or player going to tell you I love any of these.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't say that.
I don't love none of them. I don't know above them. I got many. That's what I do. I got plenty.
I've got plenty. I've had many,
exactly.
but I don't know any.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
So she's saying she loved 2 men. That's impossible to really do. It's for me, it's just impossible. You can't love 2 people. You can be infatuated with 2 people, and see, she's led them on to the point where both of them want to marry her.
Yeah,
but
so both of them love her, but she playing.
She playing.
Okay, and that's a thought that I've always had. When people are in committed relationships, or they get married, or they say, "Okay, this is it for you and me. We're gonna be together." If you really love the first person, there is no way in the world you can fall or find another person to be in love with.
Exactly.
Because you love the first person.
Exactly.
So I have a problem with her saying, now maybe she got some issues, I don't know. She said one is financial, so maybe she loves him because he can take care of her, but the other one it entertains the wild side. So what you're doing, in my opinion, you're not loving either one of them. You're just getting from them what they have to offer, or what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat for that particular time of day or what have you. You're with, or we call him Mr. A and Mr. B, or Mr. Sam and Mr. Bob.
Right.
Or Mr. Sam might be the financier and Mr. Bob might be the wild guy. So when you want to feel wild, you with Mr. Bob, and when you need something, you go to Mr. Sam. What I don't understand is, and she didn't say if they all lived in the same city or the same state. I don't know how that works. But I don't think, and as slick as I think I might be, that I could have two guys. Number one, it's nasty.
I agree with that.
That's just nasty, especially if you're physical with them.
Exactly.
If you...
Well, she must have been physical if she say one satisfy her more than the other, or that one entertains her wild side.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Finance is just, whatever. But to me, that's not a good thing. So, Denise, I'm just saying, I'm jealous in as much as you got two. I just want one. I want one to know me, to love me, to value me, to think that I'm what it takes to make him happy, and who could appreciate the small things I do. There may be big things later on, or maybe I've done big things in the past, but appreciate me for who I am and love the fact that I love just you. Now, God comes first. Don't get it twisted. I'm always going to say that. But if God put us together, let no man put us asunder. As
Exactly. The two shall become one, not the three become one. It's two becoming one. And she's playing a dangerous game. Denise, it's a dangerous game, because if you have a man's heart to the point where they want to marry you,
that's a commitment.
That's a commitment. So what's going on is they're ready to commit to you, but you have choices. If you're playing the game, it is what it is. I'm not going to put you down that you're playing the game. But if you mess with somebody's heart, there's a cost for that. And especially in this case where a man is willing to say, I want to marry you, I want to make you uniquely mine, I want you totally to myself. If you're playing them and getting to that point, it's wrong. I think she should just be honest.
Because see, actually, when you said that, I want you uniquely to myself, neither one of them has had her uniquely to themselves.
And that's not fair. That's not fair.
At all.
Let me tell you something. I was probably one of the biggest players back in my day before I got saved and knew the Lord. But my game when I talked to women was straight up. Hey, my name Brian Chisholm. I want to kick it with you, blase, but I'm gonna let you know I have many lovers. That's just where it is.
Lovers.
That was my game. I have many lovers.
Let me understand the concept.
But I told them up front.
Whoa, stop right there. Push the bump, pump the brakes. However they say it. Lovers are people that you are physical with, or lovers are people that you mentally with, or you actually doing the doggone thing?
It was a physical thing. It was, and that's where I was at one time in my life. But I never lied to no woman. I never said.
Can I say WHORE?
You can
on
say
the radio?
You can say you. I mean, to you, it might be at that.
Or can I say that
other people might be
that tool that they use to guide
to my brothers? To my brothers, they said straight pimping, keeping it real.
Now listen, hold on.
Straight up.
I come from a long line of pimps, players, hustlers,
I'm a pimp by
gas,
blood.
trash
I'm a
talkers.
pimp by blood.
Been there.
I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. Yes.
Oh really?
Yes. Until I got saved. I'm telling you. When I found the Lord, it changed my mind, changed my whole mindset. But back in the day, I was crazy like that.
Superfly, doom.
Hey, and it was what
Brothers
it was.
gonna work it out.
It was.
Brothers gonna work it out.
But as I matured and as I grew, I didn't want.
How do you? Don't you get tired?
Yeah, I got tired of the game.
Right.
Tired.
I've never played the game, but I can imagine. Like I said, I've got uncles and some aunts that played the game. And
male and female.
Two or three, how do you remember the names or where you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to be doing with this one and that one? That just it's unfair to you, but it's also unfair to them.
Exactly, unless you keep it up front. I gave them the option. You don't have to deal with me if you do not want to understand, but this is how I live, this is how I roll, and I can dig.
You're going to be one of many in my life.
And
at
that time.
At that time, and you got women to actually to accept that?
Exactly. Don't come over my house unannounced.
And double dumb.
Don't come over my house unannounced. If you came and knocked on my door and I had somebody else in there, you got to ignore it. And then I told you, don't ever come to my house like that without knocking.
Let me tell you something, Cat Daddy.
And I told him,
let me just say,
it was real
you good looking. You fine.
Oh,
but I ain't the one.
Thank you.
I ain't the one.
But see, you wouldn't have been in my flock, and I understand that.
Yeah, you're right. I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have done that. Ain't no way. Listen, I got another cheating song I'm going to play.
Okay, but listen, I am not a cheater anymore. Like I said, I outgrew it. And I'm going to tell you what changed my philosophy.
Tell me.
What made me get real. Not only did I get older, but like I said, I found the Lord. And it changed things in my life. A lot of things, from wanting to find somebody to love me like Christ loves the church. Wanting to find a woman that I can spend my time with and love constantly, that I am hers and she is mine. And sex became not what I wanted. It didn't drive me anymore. I wanted to find somebody that loved me uniquely. And that's what I longed for, and that's what changed my behavior. I mean, a lot of things changed when I went to church, the club, and the this, that, and the other. I found satisfaction in, going to church, joining the choir. I got active in church, so it changed my behavior and changed the things that I used to do. Old man had passed away, and I became new. I asked God for forgiveness, and my life changed. So back in the day when I was younger, I was a Rolling Stone. Like they say, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I was that.
Hat was
my home. Right. But as I grew and matured and my relationship with Christ grew, things changed in my mind.
Listen, that's happened for me, but I've never been easy.
And I've
never been the kind of chick that, anybody could have. I've never been
and that's a
social butterfly or whatever that.
Okay.
I never went from one to the other, to the other, to the other. When I went in, I went all in. My first boyfriend was my child's father, and it took me, I say, 10 years to get over him in terms of
dating or going
date. But I ruined him. See, so I got what I deserved because he was Andy Gump of the world, good looking. Oh my God, but high water pants, lopsided fro. I changed all that. I mean, I put him in some Superfly clothes, and he was already driving a nice car. He was a car freak.
Okay.
Brought the high water pants down. Before I knew it, they was throwing at him out of both panty legs, and he was catching it. Can I say panty legs? Well, too bad I done already said it.
You said it.
And
now.
he was catching it. Next thing I know, my love, my life, my first, had all these other chicks, including some friends of mine. And I'm like, the Sam Hill going on here? So I made him into what he was. And then it took me 10 years to get past the fact that I loved him. I'm just not an easy person to go that route. But when I go, I'm all in, When you get me, maybe I'm, patting myself on the back. I'm narcissistic, vain, conceited, all those things. But I think I'm the stuff. And when I give you my all, you get my all.
Heart,
no
soul,
ifs,
mind, body,
ands, buts. I don't care. And as fine as I thought Michael Jordan was, and still is, if I'm with you, Mike could walk by and ask me to dance. I'm looking at him like, not this time, partner. I'm dancing with this guy over here.
Right.
That's just because I feel that anybody that I spend my time with or spends time with me is deserving of my all. And that's where I am with this. And it's a bit difficult for me to say, well, we can't do this anymore.
Right.
Because
I dig that.
I don't get it. I just don't understand. If I've given you all I've got to give, and you tell me at one point it's enough and we're good to go, and then wake up one day and say, hey, look, I don't want to do this no more, I'm flabbergasted. Now, let's go to this ZZ Hill cheat in the next room.
Okay.
And we'll come back and we'll discuss cheating in this room and that room and whatever other room.
I dig it.
I got brothers, so I've come home and seen them with girls with the brown bags on their heads.
Okay, I ain't go that far.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Fit, hit me with the ZZ Hill, please. Yeah, I come home one day. My brother was like, what you doing? Don't come here. I opened the door anyway. And here she is with a bag over her head. I'm like
that.
Now, if he too shamed to look at you, then you should be too shamed to give yourself to him.
I agree with you.
Now
that just messed up. I ain't never went no route like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I had some brothers Them
I ain't
Negroes
never did nothing
was
like
ooh.
that. Never did nothing like that.
I said, what in the world? And I never saw who she was, because when she, left, I didn't peek out my room to see who was leaving. She might have walked out the house with a bag on her head. I don't know, but I actually, I'm a little sister. I'm a peek. I ain't
never did nothing like that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
Daddy.
That's crazy.
I'm here to tell you it's wild. So
I ain't ashamed of nobody that I kicked it with. None of them. Beautiful women. Just just things happen. When I was younger, I was out there, but we on tape yet?
We still live.
Oh, okay.
But we ain't not on the radio yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this real quick when we get on the radio.
Okay. We'll wait for Fantastic Fit, and she'll give us the
She producing, she engineering, she doing it all.
She calling all the shots, as it should be. And you know this. Yes, if you from the DUC, you got it.
We back in 3, 2.
Okay, now what were you gonna tell me about?
I mean, like I said, when I said I was out there and I did crazy things before I got saved, before I grew up, matured, and got to the point where life was different. When I had these women, and I told you, it was an understanding from them. We talked. I massaged feet. I did because when I was with her, she got all of my time and all of my everything. I just couldn't commit. It just was like that.
So it was her turn. It was her. She was Thursday.
Her day. It was
Thursday.
Her day. Yeah, something like that.
And then when she left Friday morning, Friday evening, Friday.
Sometimes
your girl Friday came in.
Let me tell you how bad I was at.
Yes, tell me,
and
please.
I'm gonna leave this alone after this. We're gonna talk about the new Brian, because as I said before, old things have passed away and all things have become new.
Okay.
But back in the day, I would do things like I might have one of my girls' friends, and we kicking it up here upstairs, and we having a good time, and I've cooked her dinner, the finest dinner. I'm a chef, and we spent some time together, and she go to sleep. I have another one meet me down at the jacuzzi, and I go down to the jacuzzi and kick it in there with some champagne with this one, chill out, whatever, send her home, and go back up and get in the bed with my other one.
You put the D-O-G in dog. That's a dirty
back
old
in
gamer.
the day, as I said,
You
back
put
in the day,
D-O-G
back in the day.
dog.
But let me tell you this: once I was committed to someone, or committed with a woman, or even married, I never messed around or anything of that nature until we were apart. When I was with somebody, and see, this is what ended up happening with me. As I grew older, it wasn't about, I didn't want. I found that I couldn't just sleep with anybody unless I liked them or loved them, or not just a connection. Not we dance good on the dance floor. I had to know her mind, and that's when I got older.
When did you take the time to find out about her mind if you was doing all the other stuff?
That's when I was younger. At that time, yeah.
But now you're taking mind time now.
This was from my 21s to 25, 26.
Oh, please.
Yes, I stopped it.
In 4 years?
In 4 years.
You sold all your wild oats.
Sold all my wild oats, yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
If you say,
exactly.
My name would have been a luck, and I believe that, but okay. Whatsoever it is you might be trying to say, tell me.
But darling, I'm not out there now. I could be out there. I don't want that.
Yeah, you could be.
It's not what I want. I've matured. I want a relationship. I want somebody who loves me for real. I'm older. I want that person
I saw
to
this
travel
thing on
with,
Facebook the other day.
Chill with. I ain't got no time for that no game.
I don't know if I want a relationship so much as I want a partnership. I want somebody that I can laugh with, cry with, tell my day, talk about whatever's going on. They can talk to me about whatever.
And
we can travel.
can
We can
hear
get money
and know.
together. We can get it. We can make love. We cuddle. I don't have to have a relationship. I don't have to have a marriage. But a partnership, somebody that I can ride or die with, I'll take that. I'm to the point now where I've been in love 3 times. I think I explained that. Heart broke, heart smushed, and the last time it was shattered. So I know when the shatter comes, if and ever I get to put it back together again, there's going to be some shards missing. So
Right.
I'm afraid that I might not be able to love completely. But believe me, in my mind, I'm going to do the best I can and all I can. Now, the last one was the one that shattered me, and it's taken me some time to make that adjustment, because for the life of me, I just don't know what went wrong.
Right.
Now I was doing what I thought was best. I loved, I gave, I participated, I tried to please, flipped over backwards all the things that I thought would make him happy. But I guess sometimes when somebody is just not feeling you and you don't sit down and talk about it, they don't feel you. Now, I wish that all these things that went on with us had not happened. I wish it would be my heart's desire that we could sit down and figure out a way
To make it work.
to make it work. Because although I'm no longer as much in love with him, because when people put you out, you got to take the out.
Right.
But it's taken me longer than I had anticipated to fall out of love. I still love him, and I still feel for him. But you can't make somebody be with you if they don't want to be.
And I agree.
know
I agree.
I've always
Totally.
said that when a guy quit, I never quit a guy. Guy always quit me,
Right.
and I never take him back. But I'm at this season in my life where, although he's decided I'm not what he wants, if we were to sit down and talk, he'd find that I changed in my mind. You know, it's not about getting back. It's about starting something new. So we flubbed right here. Let's start over here. Let's do something different. Let's be who we can be under God, because see, this guy's a guy who I believe believes in God, and I know that I do. But I'm telling you, it's a rough road to toe when you've given your all to somebody and they walk off.
I agree with you totally.
And they walk off. It's you know, but that ain't what Denise's problem is.
No, that's not
Denise trying to
Denise's
figure
problem.
out how she gonna have two, or who she gonna leave at the altar, or even if she's gonna marry either one of them. And like I said, I'm feeling some kind of way. Yeah, that's what people say. I feel some kind of way.
Right.
She got two. I can't get one. And I'm not the kind of chick that needs another to forget the other.
Right.
I've got to get over the other before I
Well,
can bring
you
another. Because
think
I don't
about
want to
having
drag my last relationship into a new one.
Exactly.
So if you take the time and buffer, I don't know how she gonna do this.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
It's hard, you know, when you go through a relationship and the heart is broken and you know the trust is broken. How do you learn to trust someone else? I mean, is it harder on the next person that becomes part of your life, or I mean, how does it work? How do you handle that?
My past experiences, and that's all I can speak on, is you just live, keep living, and praying, and then one day you'll realize, hey, I don't feel that way. Or one day God will send or put somebody there, and you find yourself enjoying them and not missing the other person so much, and you'll be able to move on. But because I am seasoned, that's difficult for me to find.
I understand.
You know, I don't know that it'll be an easy task, but it'll be a task that I'm willing to take on, because I don't think God put us here to walk through life alone.
Solo, no.
So there's got to be a Boaz for me. I may already know him, or he may be out there waiting. But like I said, I only know one person in my life who, guy came to the door. He was an electrician, and he had to rewire her house. And he never left, and they stayed married until he died.
Wow.
But I don't think anybody's gonna come to my apartment door and say, "Hey, look, I'm here for you, and we're gonna make this thing work." I could be wrong,
You know,
but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
and see, my advice to women in this situation, men, you know, you got to stand up and do what you got to do. But to the women out there, I feel that you got to trust God and wait on God to bring that person, because it says basically, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
What's the rest of it?
You got to be found. That's what I'm saying.
No. I had
Finish
this
that scripture, because that's the part that
I didn't bring my sword with me.
Why you
but
ain't got the Bible?
because I jumped out the car running in here.
Because we need to look this
Yeah,
up.
we do, because I was having this conversation with somebody else, and it says, "He who finds
Or wife.
he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and will find honor will get honor from the Lord." Or
I don't know that part.
oh my God, I can't think of it. And Google it. Where your phone? Anyway, don't they Bing it? Google it. What's
Obtains favor from the Lord.
and obtains favor from the Lord.
Look at that producer.
See,
Fit,
that's
it fit on time.
It fit on time.
Shout out.
I had this conversation with somebody, and it touched me, because for the longest I thought I was talking to the man that I was going to be married to.
Right.
And I was going to be his wife, and we together would find favor with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That may still happen. I don't know.
Right.
But I know I've got to go on, and I've got to be somewhere my Boaz can find me.
Exactly.
Because
You gotta. I mean, to find something, you gotta.
I quit looking, because I've discovered
And that's
that
what you got. That's what
I
that's real.
don't find the right thing. When I look, I always find the wrong thing, or something goes wrong, or whatever it is,
Right.
But then again, like, I've never been a chick to look for a cat. you know.
Right, I got
I've
you.
always,
I did.
It's always been somebody that's approached me, except the one time I went on blackpeoplemeet.com. Yeah, I'm giving them a shout out. I went on blackpeoplemeet.com looking for the most unattractive man I could find. Found this cat looked like Enemy Mine. If you've never seen the movie, look it up. It's Louis Gossett. We talked for a while over the page, and we exchanged phone numbers. Then we had a meet and greet, and this is when I found out that God has a sense of humor and Jesus got jokes, because this cat was F-I-N-E, fine. But the picture he put up looked like, ugh. And that's what I wanted, because I for some reason I attract attractive men, and they all they're full of themselves, and they got this going on, they got that going on, and you got the Hey, what's see? Listen.
What's up?
I can't come on in the building. Come on in the room.
Who we got here?
We got my friend. Now you talking about somebody who loves his wife. Yeah, people, I'm jumping all over the place, but it's my show and I can jump. And I hadn't seen him, and God knows long. Come give me some love. Oh, fine. Ooh, this is Brian.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
Chelsea, I was here during Valentine's Day, and he had taken a month. The whole month, every week, his wife got something different from him.
That's awesome.
I mean, and I told her, I said, baby girl, if they ever clone him, my hands up. Get me one, please. Get me one, please, because he did the doggone thing.
That's what's happening.
And what we're talking about, he has nothing to do with, because he loves his wife.
Oh, what y'all talking about?
We talking about
It's a woman
this woman named Denise. She has two men, and she says she loves them, both of them. And I was saying that that's not possible, because if you love one somebody, there's never any room for another somebody.
Right.
And it isn't. So, like I said, Chelsea wouldn't know nothing about that, because him
How long
and
you
his
been
wife.
married?
11 years.
That's awesome.
To the same chick, and see how he grinned when he when he asked.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw it when he showed me the little things he had bought for. I mean, he spent some money.
Right.
Not the money is everything. Actually, it's the thought.
Exactly.
That
he took the time to put in the effort to do it.
Yeah, every day she got something, and I'm like,
You got me beat on that, bro.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like that.
who does this?
I don't got beat on that.
Yeah, that's real.
When you win though, like when you win in the marriage game,
Mm-hmm.
you always have that perspective of you're always trying to make sure that person knows how you won. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's
Making that
good.
person understand how you feel and what you brought to the table, what that person brought to you. You know what I mean? My wife changed my life.
Awesome.
So, when I go from, and that's even like a factual thing, I went from a certain monetary amount of money making every month to literally double that
Okay.
once I was married, like in a matter of months.
Wow.
So I had 3 businesses that started from being married.
Let me ask you this: how long was the courtship before?
Yeah, that's an excellent
yes.
question. We were courting for 2 months.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
2 months, and
60
you knew she
days.
was the one.
60 days. I knew she was the first day. The first day we was set up on a blind date.
Oh wow.
I was with one of my homeboys, and he was like, "Yo, I want you to meet my wife." He had just married and whatever, and I was in Virginia at the time doing some homework or whatever. So I finally got the opportunity to come back down to Charlotte. Came down, met with him. He was like, "Oh," and his wife was like, "I got a sister I want you to meet." I was like, "Okay." So she was like, went down there. She was like, "He's single." Went to the Olive Garden, right? We set up. We went out. So now because I didn't make their wedding.
Okay.
I was just treating them for like 4 days straight.
Okay.
Taking him out to eat, talking with him, getting to know him and everything.
Okay.
So getting to know his wife. So on this last day, I had maybe spent like $700-800.
Oh Lord.
So this last day we go to Olive Garden, and I meet my wife. And she's like, hey, we met, talked. I liked her. She was real smart.
Mm-hmm.
And then bill came.
Okay.
And I was maybe like $30 short on the bill.
Oh wow.
So the bill was like $210.
Uh-huh.
And I had already been paying all weekend long.
Right.
And so me and my homeboy was like trying to figure out like how we gonna make it work with the money, right? Yeah. And she was like, y'all tripping about the bill? She was like, well, just give me whatever you got and I pay with my gold card. At that moment, I was like, this is the one. We left there. We went to South Park Mall. We were in Rock Hills Olive Garden. Left there, went to South Park Mall and went ring shopping that day.
Are you
The same
serious?
day?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Now that's a story. Are you
The
serious?
ring that I got her a $40 ring from Kmart.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the ring that we went and looked at the first day we went shopping is the ring she has on now.
That's tight. That's
Yeah.
tight.
I'm telling you,
That is tight.
See, that's what I want.
That's real. I think everybody wants something like
But
that.
he said the first time he looked at her, he knew she was the one.
Absolutely.
That's wild.
Absolutely.
And he is 11 years later.
Years.
She is
11
still
years.
the one.
Yeah.
Father God, hear me, please.
Yeah.
If I have 11 years left, although I've told you I love to live to be 100, if I have 11 years left, let some man be as smart as Chelsea is, see me for the queen that I am.
That's right, queen.
Take me as his own and love me, and let me love him until death do us
Hey,
part.
I'm loving this.
Man.
I'm loving this.
You know, you could,
I'm
we were
loving
talking
this.
about signs and discernment, and God showed me something earlier when we were.
Yeah,
when
we were talking
doing-
about that.
When we were doing the unfit fit thing. When
Right.
Fit was telling us this ain't the meet and greet. Come on, either record this stuff or get on with the business. Because when you from Detroit, it's not about la 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 la.
Nah, she was like,
let's do this thing and get to it. And when we were having this conversation about. The Lord sends you signs, and you ask for discernment, and you pray for discernment.
Right.
And I think, Mimi, get on over here, because you need to be seen, because she said, come on, I don't give a flying frog.
on,
What's your
just-
hair look like?
let 'em
This
see.
is my show, and I'm running it and my mouth. So come on, get up in here. Get on up in here now. Yeah. I ain't got no hips, so I can move. we were talking about, when you look for the signs and you ask the Lord to give you discernment, and you pray and you figure, because Mimi's had a situation. Look, I'm looking everywhere but at the mic. Had a situation too, and she didn't quite understand it. And I'm telling you, if she had been with this guy, and I'm not gonna put it out there, for the length of time they've been together, and he got a job offer and he moved, and she was thinking something else, and how it was supposed to work. Here's a man walks in here and tells us he meets his wife on the first day, because when she said they had been dating
Right.
a couple of months, we're like, all right,
Yeah.
that's fresh. You ain't feeling no love. You don't know what you're talking about. But Cat Daddy walked in here and gave us the sign and said, look here, the very first time he laid
saw
eyes
her.
on her, he knew she was the one. So I apologize for thinking that your 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9 months
was too short.
was too short.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
That's real. And that, I'm guilty. I said that. I said that. I said
But
that.
nonetheless, I was thinking, well, I done 3.5 with this cat.
Yeah.
I know why I'm broken.
Right.
But she did have some months. But if this cat took one day.
And knew.
And wait a minute, not even a full day, some hours. 'Cause I'm sure that he was doing something earlier in the day,
Right.
and then met her that evening for dinner. So it wasn't even a whole day when he knew that she was the one. So from you and I, what we got to believe is it's coming.
All right. All right.
It's for us, and ain't nothing gonna be changed about that. Chelsea, you just don't know how happy I am. You walked up in this.
But I gotta say something real quick.
something.
He found her. He found
right,
his
that's
wife.
that Boaz thing.
He found his wife.
He who finds a good wife, and then like he said, after he found her, business multiplied.
Exactly.
Our favor with God.
Favor. That's favor. That's God's favor. Wow, that's
ooh-wee.
deep.
That's
deep.
proof positive.
Proof positive.
I think what makes a relationship successful is the time that you spend before you get in that relationship.
Right.
For me, like messing around with married women before.
Okay.
I
Oh
got
my
married.
God, you?
Yeah. Like.
I wouldn't even expect that.
Yeah. I had slept with.
He
I
said.
think my count was at like 112.
Whoa.
My wife.
You beating me?
How many people I slept with in my life?
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah. It was bad.
Right.
But you must have been good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm very.
Oh, yes, he's not shy.
I'm here to tell you. I check all of the boxes. But honestly though, in all of my journeys and all of the people that I've been with, I look at it as that ruined me. Because when
I
I got in
understand.
a relationship with my wife, like she likes the things that I like.
Right. Right. So
So
all that other
entering
stuff
out
was
there
just
and trying to do
in vain.
greater
Yeah.
than you can do, you know what I'm saying?
That's
That
real
ruined
talk.
you.
That's real talk, my brother.
So
Thank you, Miss D.
yeah, for me, I think it's about what you do before that time, and it was very clear who my wife was. She had the same first name as my mom, same middle name as my sister.
Wow.
She was in the same sorority that I'm in, a fraternity. She's a Zeta, I'm a Sigma, so of course I knew what it was when that happened. There were so many clear-cut signs for me, like there was no way you could deny it. And the only way you're going to miss that is if you're just an idiot. You know what I mean? And so when God bring that before you, but the whole point is like what you doing in the meantime, in between time. You know what I'm saying? Are you living your life and being who you're really supposed to be, or you in your life living a lie?
Oh, wow.
Because really what attracted me to her, and I'm not talking about attracted me, it's talking about how fine she was, because she's fine in every way. But what pulled me? I mean, we talking about magnetism. You understand what I'm saying? What pulled me into her same atmosphere was the fact that I was such a loyal friend to my homeboy. He only had one friend. Okay. And so when his wife was like, he talks about me all the time. He's like, this guy's incredible. He's got an incredible personality. You're gonna love him. He's my best friend in the whole world. She's like, well, why he ain't come to our wedding? I'm working overtime in Virginia. Right. And so she was like, I don't believe he all of that. And so when she met me and I embraced her, took them out, you know what I'm saying, took care of her, and she was like, oh, my God, he's everything that you say that he is. But if I wasn't sending that vibe out into the world before I got there, if I was worried about the $2 that I'm spending hanging out with these people, if I was investing in my job more than I was investing in my friendships, you see what I'm saying? Those are the things that brought me into her space. It brought our worlds together. And a lot of times we spend the majority of our lives living lies. And so we are rejecting and repelling the things that are like us and pulling things to us that are not like us. And when we get into that, you know,
that's my purse he's holding, people. He's not gay.
Yeah, it was behind me. So I just, and that's real security. Like, I just hold this purse, it's no big deal.
Yes.
You can't have biceps this big and be gay. Like, that ain't gonna work. No, but I mean, and that's the real of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we in relationships, when we in the rest of our lives, how much of your time is spent wasted doing something that's inauthentic? And most of the time, to the point of the story, reason why you in a point with two different people, in the relationships with two different people, split in different places, is because you haven't decided who you are.
Who you are. Yeah.
And so each person serves a different part of your personality, where you can't. One person cannot be in love with another more than one person. That's true.
Right.
But when you have split personalities, when you've been broken at 12, 13, 14 years old, and you haven't revised or taken a look at that and become one whole person, when you're two different people, when I go out with some of my homeboys and the man you are with your wife is one guy, and then when we go out with the homies, you a whole different cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you at your job, ladies, when you at your job, you this certain kind of person at your job. Everybody look for you. Everybody can get advice from you. You just that girl at work. But then when you go into your homegirls, you the quiet one that sit back. Right. Exactly. Something ain't right. You got a split personality disorder.
But do you not feel that sometimes you need to take that time to actually live your life? Actually, you know, take a breath, and you know what? I'm not going to carry everything, the load on my shoulders today. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to, you know. So does that mean that you're not truly being genuinely you, just because you're taking that time?
Right. Yeah. No, I think that. I mean, that's authenticity. When you take that time to yourself to say, this weight is too heavy for me. I'm doing too much right now. I got too much going on. And you take a break. That's not split personality. That's sending the right signal out to the world, saying I can't maintain this for 15 years and this single. You know what I'm saying? There's a thing called entropy. Everything erodes over time. Everything gets worse over time. Even mountains are not as high as they were 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so a human being, if you don't take that time to recharge, you'll be like a dead cell phone. You know what I'm saying? It'll be. So I mean, that's just something you just got to do.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Dang, what? Where we was?
Yeah.
Where we was? We was
learning.
Yeah, we're learning because I made the statement and he just showed it and he said it. That it is impossible for you to love two people.
Two people. Yeah, that's a fact.
If the first person that you come along and you love and you profess to love and this is your love, nobody else. If you really love this person,
right,
it can't happen.
It can't happen.
No.
You know, it can't happen. So
Not without some serious mental flaw.
Exactly.
Something has got to be broken or hurting in you to where you can be in that place. That's where all cheating comes from.
Right.
And I think cheating is the clearest sign that something is wrong or broken in a person. You know what I'm saying? That's like clearest, like, unless, only thing worse than that is, suicide. That's the only clearer sign that, this person has something going on, that there is a cry for help.
Right.
You know what I mean?
To
When somebody
cheat is a cry for help?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we always look at what it does to the other person. But think about, I loved you so much, and I love you so much, and I just negated your feelings,
All that love.
what's going to happen to you, what's going to happen to our family or our children, et cetera, et cetera. I just negated all of those things to service this other part of my personality.
Right. I agree.
If that ain't a cry for help, that's saying something is messed up in me.
Yeah.
Something is messed up in me. And until you envelop me, cover me, hold me, and let me know that it's okay for me to express every part of myself, you're going to always have somebody cheating on you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Gee.
That is.
Yeah, I think, was it Method Man? I think Method Man said, no man wants to have two women. Every man wants everything in one woman.
I agree with that.
Because ain't no men, we don't shop in 3 or 4
Real
places.
men. Real men.
Real men don't shop at. We don't go to Nike over here. We go to this other place over here. That's why they have stores that have everything that a man gets. Foot Locker have shoes, pants, socks, shirts, everything. Because we ain't want to shop in 2 or 3 places.
Just going
We
for
want it all in one
gear.
place.
Get your gear.
One place. That's what Walmart is. It get everything in the same place. It's designed for men. A woman will pick through a shopping mall and hit 6 or 7 stores. Am I lying? She hits 6 or 7 stores. I'm going here for my shoes. I'm going here for my jewelry. I'm going here for my shirts. I'm going here for my glasses. I'm going this place, that. Man, going one place for everything.
And I agree with you because that was my problem, and I agree with the split personalities and all that type of stuff, because had I waited and did the right thing and found my prince, my queen,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been out there dipping here, there, here. I got this from her. I got this from this. This
Right.
one said, I believe in your dreams and what you're trying to achieve. This one said, you're good looking. She played to my ego. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, I know there's one that has no shame or no problem with being everything that I need.
Absolutely.
And I believe that for a fact that there's somebody out there that caters to my every need, and I cater to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to make her happy. She want to make me happy. My happiness wouldn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Keeping her happy would
Yeah.
be the most important thing in the world. But she's doing that to me also.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wonderful feeling. And I want it.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
I
glad you got it,
do.
brother.
Right. Me too.
Ever. I mean, oh my God, I was listen, I teared up on the show when he showed me the things that he was doing. And you know, Valentine's Day is one day, but there are 28 days in February, and this cat took each
Never
and
did that.
every day.
Yeah.
And
I thought I was cool. I thought I was smooth. You
Yeah.
got me on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I don't even give myself the credit for doing it. It's just because there were times in my life where I was messing around. There were periods in my life when I was messing around with my wife early on in our marriage. As I got into the later part of my marriage, I started realizing that the more I focus on anything else besides her, is the more that I invite other things into our relationship.
right,
You know what I'm
into
saying?
that space, yeah.
Other elements into that. And so I got to the point where I was just like, I'm putting all of my energy into this person.
That's
So if I go out into the world, I'm so exhausted from her last night. I ain't got nothing else I
wow.
can give you. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's really,
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's how
What's up?
I'm
Keep going.
I'm looking for somebody to value. No, I say I'm looking for something. I want somebody to find me
Yeah.
that values me like that. Somebody that understands that, you know, I'm going to cook. I'm going to
Yeah.
clean. I'm going to represent you well in the street. I'm going to be what you need me to be on the sheet. You know, all of that. I
Yeah.
want to be everything that you need wrapped up in one. The sad part, I think, for me is in each relationship that I've been in, and I haven't been in many. I'm, you know, like I said, I'm not easy. I can count the cats. But I've tried to be everything that they needed or wanted so that there would be no need for them to step outside the boundaries of our relationship. And sometimes the guys just don't appreciate it. They don't understand. They don't value. They don't get what you've got to
Everything, How
give.
much of your heart you're putting into this.
It's not. Okay, Miss Divine said if you heard that in the background, she said they just not ready for you, and that's very well may be.
I don't. I think. Yeah, I hate going back to the scripture on everything, but
Why not?
No, why not?
let's go back to the scripture for a split second. When the Bible talks about a woman as her helpmeet, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible also says, David said, "The Lord is my strength and my refuge, a very present help in times of trouble." Same word he used for help there is the same word for a wife. So then when you get to that point, you mean to say that a wife ought to be godlike to her husband.
I like that.
So when you get into a relationship, if I don't see God in our sex, if I don't see God in our conversations, if I don't see God in every area of my life, I'm going to keep looking. And I think the challenge that we don't put on our women is to be so godly that a man recognizes that he sees the Father in you.
Okay, now all that sounds good, except I got an issue because see, I'm not married. You're married, and you can say that.
Right.
But if I'm presenting myself to you as God in fornication,
Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing.
wait a minute. If we're not
no
married
such
and we're
thing.
doing it, that's not fornicating.
No.
Having sex is marriage.
Having sex is marriage. So Jacob gets married. Everybody know. I talked to him this 1,000 times.
Now we
Yeah.
going somewhere. Elaborate on that, please.
So Jacob gets married, right?
Oh, we got to
Right.
wrap up next week. Next week, can we finish next week?
Yeah, we can jump back in next week. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we let's go to break. Play who's zooming who, cause I'm getting zoomed, and we'll come back in a minute.
Oh, wow, that was getting deep. Oh, man, I was loving that.
31 minutes.
Oh, that was getting deep. I wanted to hear that
Yeah.
real bad.
Still live though, don't forget to
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah.
okay, stay.
So we.
So you
Aww.
How much I got out of 60 minutes left?
have 30 minutes, you have 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. You 45 minutes into just content alone
Without my music.
without.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta cut.
Okay. Well, no, my music ain't bad, cause
You want to do like a little
3, 6, 9,
quick
12. So you got about like 3 minutes to,
Yeah.
You
to
said we'll
wrap
be
up.
back
Yeah.
next week with the same, so we can
Yeah.
finish something
Yeah.
like
Can
that.
you, yeah,
She-
so
she
can
can
you
do
do
it.
like
Yeah.
a little quick, we back, because you just said we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So say, hey, we back, we were you know what, it got so good, we got to continue this next week, fam, if you don't want to miss it,
Okay.
We can do the smooch.
Yeah.
And then we'll start with the next.
Okay.
Not yet, not yet, okay. And, you want to count them in? Do you count them in? Okay.
3, 2.
Yeah, I don't know who's zooming who, cause listen. This has been.
Yeah.
It always works this way. You plan one thing and something else happens.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, I thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to ask you to, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
So you gotta tell your wife
Yeah.
that next week we're gonna be right back.
Be
here
right back,
So we
yeah.
can finish it. Cause I don't want my listeners.
I got to hear what he got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna say it's been real, it's been swell, it's even been real swell. Brian,
Smooches, y'all.
Chelsea,
I love you all. We'll see y'all next week.
and from me, smooches.
All right, now let's start a new week here.
We doing 2 weeks or one?
We doing two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We come right back in on what you was talking about this fornication. Cause
Yeah.
fornication. I want to hear about this. And they both knew it, and so they was in agreement. So I want to hear this.
Yeah.
You and Chelsea.